Listeners be advised. The Soliloquy podcast discuss matters related to the human experience and many that are sexual in nature. Due to this, some conversations may surround triggering topics such as sexual violence, self-harm, abuse, and much more. Please be advised, a list of crisis and psychological resources will be available in the show notes of this episode. With that said, let's get started with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please as we go through the following safety instructions.
In the event that there is a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen mask will drop from the overhead. Place the mask over your nose and mouth. Breathe normally as oxygen is flowing even if the mask is not inflated. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
Sorry, y'all. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Soliloquy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. This is your favorite host, Vernon T. Scott, also known as Slaytor Jackson, and for you freaky motherfuckers out there, Sebastian Adams. On today's episode, we're being gagged. We being gagged out right now. We are. Let me stop. We are talking about kinks. If I really did have like a ball and gag or whatever the thing is really called, I would try to do an episode with one.
I've never used it, but I do.
Like, you do have one?
Yeah, I've never used it, but
Why
I have
haven't you? What do you mean you haven't used it?
I haven't had the opportunity, but I'll make an opportunity eventually.
Yes, you better see. Look, growth, y'all. That's how you do it. You make your own opportunities out here in this life. Don't be out here waiting for things to come to you. You make it happen. Manifest, motherfuckers. Okay, I'm done. We're not going into that. Anyways, as you can hear, I have Lucas on the podcast today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You?
I'm gagged, bitch. I'm joking. I'm doing great. As we know, I don't own a gag, so I need to do better with my life. Speaking of which, I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast yet. Actually, I think I did. I've been a part of a role play scenario. It was great, but if you haven't listened to the episode, just go back and listen to it. Am I going to bring it back up today? Maybe, because it was really a fun experience. And one of the things we will be talking about is role play. But before we even get into that, we are going to just talk about BDSM on a broad spectrum, then, go into the juicy details of Lucas's results, because this man's a rope bunny, y'all. Anyways, so Lucas, what is your experience with BDSM? Have you partaken in any of those activities in the past? Are you currently participating in anything within the scene? Are you comfortable with BDSM? Were you uncomfortable with it? Where are you with it?
So unfortunately, I've never really I've kind of indulged in, but not with any equipment. Basically, just like a firm hand on my throat or whatever. Basic stuff like that.
Yes, choke me, bitch. Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Like, I'm here for it. Like, I've choked someone before. I've been choked before. Pulled hair, had my hair pulled, slapped some ass, had my ass slapped. Um, had a good little spanking before. I've done some of the things. I've done a lot of the things over the years, but I love this space. of BDSM because there's so many things that you can learn and so many different ways to express your sexuality, or even things that you can invent along the way that makes me appreciate it even more. So, what are some of the things that you've been for yourself been fantasizing about when it comes to BDSM?
Oh, there'd be a shorter list to list the stuff that I'm not interested
Oh, that works.
in. But like I'd go as far as being blindfolded, gagged, and tied up for an experience.
You said that's how, as far as you would go?
Well, I mean, if if it was requested, I'd probably go further.
Oh, come on, give us the tea. You just like fill the fucking cups. You got people over here listening to the podcast like, okay, is Lucas a hoe or not? Like, how whorish can you be? Like, give us the BDSM. Give us the spanking. Give me the spit in my motherfucking mouth, you bastard. Give us the interg, okay? Granted, I'm not one of those people. You better not spit in my motherfucking mouth. We're gonna have a problem because I don't like spit like that. But for those who do you and love it.
This cup of tea is oolong, by the
You say is Googling?
way. Oolong.
Oh.
It's a type of tea, but with the long sort of sound, it's appropriate.
I forgot that you are a tea head, not the meth tea. Okay, let's be. We got
Meth
to
is
be
called
clear
tea.
because like
I didn't even know meth was called tea.
you didn't know that,
Nope.
sir. Yes, if you go on these apps and you see somebody with a random ass capital T and it's not at the beginning of the sentence, well, sometimes in the middle of the sentence it doesn't mean that either. It depends. If it's they talking about ice, they talking about like blocks of ice or anything, the little frozen face, all the damn emojis and shit. It's more than likely they do crystal meth. Like if not
So,
judging them, like do y'all, I love it for you if you love it for yourself. Just be happy. But yeah.
so did Ice T used to rap about meth?
It would be interesting if he did, but no, he stuck to weed. But look, if a rapper comes out these days with Ice capital T, then it might be. But yeah, he's a tea head, everybody. He loves like herbal teas, black tea. Isn't that the one that you said is your favorite or something like that?
Yeah, black tea is usually my favorite.
Because black is everybody's favorite. I had to do it, had to do it. But anyways, we were talking about BDSM. So give us the info.
um, what do you mean by the info?
Oh, like what are your fantasies, sir?
Oh, okay. I hate being tickled.
Hmm?
That's one no, because I'm extremely ticklish. So, like, if you even think about tickling me, I'm probably gonna start
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Everyone think
laughing.
about tickling Lucas when you hear this episode. Like, just think he might just be somewhere and just starts giggling, and people just like, okay, is this motherfucker okay?
Oh, I hope
Should
that
we
happens.
should we call a code? Should we call a motherfucking code on this motherfucker? Like, girl, what's going on? He just start laughing. The fuck is wrong with this man? Oh, I can hear the drama today.
That sounds so fun.
So no tickling. What's up? What else?
um, I would be interested in light whipping.
Mm.
Um, maybe um, I don't know. Like I've got the cups I have kind
Mm.
of like hold my ankles and wrists together,
Mm.
and like yeah, so that'd be a very vulnerable position. I'm pretty sure I could use them multiple ways too.
Yes. Okay,
With
bondage.
like yeah, and then like I don't know. There's just so many different options. But then there's I've got like a blindfold and the I don't know. I've just got several. I've got
So,
underwear that have like a hole in the ass.
so what I'm gathering is that you want to be spanked and tied the fuck up.
Used.
Oh, you said get used. Oh, excuse me. You said be used. He said slut me the fuck out. And I want that to be a capital S, a capital L, a capital F, fuck you, in a capital T. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the U is lowercase, but all the others are capital
Wait, why is the U lowercase?
because it's the one I
Oh.
picked.
Oh God. So, all right, with your results, because Rope Bunny is definitely like it has 100% on there. And you also have the Grady at 100% too. So, let's talk about that. So you definitely want to be tied up, but you want someone to like cuss you out or degrade you. What kind of
Yes.
degradation are we talking about?
Um, that's a good question. Like being called called names mostly, I guess.
Mm. Now I'm going to have to ask what kind of name.
um, I'm open to tag.
Okay, okay. I had a feeling that was going to be up there.
And then bitch.
Mm,
That's a good one. But
always a good one.
I yeah, I haven't thought about like there's not like a required term to use. Just something that I don't know
It's giving
makes me feel
disrespected.
yeah, but also kind of has like a feminine twist to
Mm.
it.
So more of a emasculation kind of degradation.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, I rocks with it. I rocks with it. So that does not mean whenever this episode comes out, y'all come under my damn comments saying all kinds of shit because I'm gonna take that shit personal. You better find Lucas underneath this shit. It's like say wherever the fuck you want because look, this motherfucking hit squats the fuck up. I'm joking. I'm not violent, y'all, anymore.
let's let's plug my YouTube channel that may or may not be running at this point in time. Chewy
Fine.
crap.
You better plug. Look, find him and just be like, oh, I heard you on the Soliloquy podcast. You stupid bitch. Oh my God. Like, just imagine I'm just minding my own business. Oh, you got comments under your post on YouTube. You stupid bitch, you fag. Oh my God. Who the fuck are you? You're trying to get reported. And all the while, they're just a fan of the show, just like, oh, I love your show. Like, what? Have you called me this,
Oh,
motherfucker? Look, I score low on the degradation, fam.
that'd be hilarious if that comes up and I have to explain it on a video.
Oh my gosh. The sad thing about it is that the social media platforms these days won't even allow that to happen for real, for real.
That's true.
So it's like, I'm like, if, okay, this is going to be weird and there's nuance in this statement. Would that be allowed? Like, should that be allowed? So far as it being consensual? Or does the individual themselves have to create their own platform, like a Patreon or whatever the case is, so that these people who want to utilize that language go to that to do it? Because,
I think it's
mm-hmm.
I think it's better to be probably better that it wouldn't be allowed because it can be extremely triggering for some people.
I agree. I agree. Because like that's like my mind was like, okay, if they do allow for consensual degradation on, platforms like, okay, Twitter's just in the damn toilet, honestly. I don't know where it's going to be when this episode airs. Hopefully it's non-existent. But,
I don't even use it anymore.
I barely. Um I feel as though like if it were to just like have that consensual nature to it, it's just going to give a lot of people more of a right to be as hateful as they want, and
Yeah,
not towards those people who really want them to come to their platform to provide them with that kind of, you know, responses, that degradation. So,
Yeah, I get that. A couple of the people at work told me that I could refer to them as the N word, and I'm like, that's not gonna
Thank you for taking that stance. And I need to find out who the fuck these niggas are. Cause like, how dare they? Like, look, I know you are cool, Lucas, because look, you really wouldn't be on this podcast if you were.
That's true.
So, like y'all don't know, Lucas and I, we go back for like a year. And
Close to it. We started
close
talking in
to
April.
yeah, like close to a year, and just chatting and talking about race issues and stuff like that. So I already knew he's not going to say that. But these other people, because he does work with a lot of black people, so I think they trying to get him set up. Do not fall for that trap.
Think about that. I didn't even think about it like that.
The Holiloquy podcast focuses on the variability of sexual expression. When it comes to sexual expression, we often depend on pornography to illustrate how one must perform sexually. For those who have not learned this by now, the stuff you see in porn is not real. Pornography provides a singular perspective of sexual expression that is not often the reality we see during our own sexual encounters. The Holiloquy podcast is a conversation that takes you outside of the compressed box of what many know about sex. Some of the topics we discuss includes kinks, condom usage, status disclosure, and past sexual experiences. The Holiloquy podcast steps out on sexual norms and recognizes that the norm is not the only normal. Subscribe today and join the conversation. I think they trying to get him set up. Do not fall for that trap. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about it like that. Do not fall for that trap, because look, say it around the wrong person on the wrong day and they just had issues with their baby daddy and or baby mama and or their parent. What the fuck did you just say?
Right.
And look, I get a phone call, Vernon, this is what happened, and I'm just gonna be like, bitch, you just got your ass beat. I didn't say you could say it.
Be like, what did your white ass say?
Oh, yes. Like, y'all gotta listen to dear white people. If your friend tells you have that permission, look, do that around that friend. Just don't think that's a universal. It's not universal, fam.
There was a comedian who said that you have to get the N-word card from every black person you know.
Look, you gotta you just be like, okay, so how much work do I have to do? How much do I have to pay to use this word? That would be amazing. That's how we get our reparations back. There's a fee associated with every time you use the N-word. And oh my gosh, I just know so many billionaires will be funneling so much money to these poor white people to have
the woke swear jar.
Right, just be like all the times that they say it on Twitter, you just continue to build up revenue. Like, oh yes, continue to use that. Be under my platform. Call me the N-word, as long as that money's coming straight to me.
Even if Twitter's the only source for that, you still be rolling in the dough.
Look, oh my God. People just like, look, I was on Twitter for one day and got called the N-word 1 million times. I'm a millionaire. I made $1 million in a day. Thank you.
Thinking I want to be a billionaire is realistic now.
Exactly. Like, what can I say tomorrow to make these white people upset? Degrade me, motherfucker. Degrade me and give me my motherfucking reparations. Yes.
Oh God.
Oh God. And all that fits within what? BDSM. Look at that. Look how we made this full circle. Somehow.
This is New episode, so we're starting at 360 again.
We're back at 360. Look at that. Look at God. What you doing? Oh my God. Let me not start shouting in this damn chair. I'm too much of a heathen. Speaking of which, I didn't do it today, but I probably might do it after I'm done with all the recordings today, or probably on like a little break between recordings. But I'm really thinking about every Sunday going on TikTok and having a sermon about foolishness. just just for the hell of it, because sometimes people just need some God in their lives. And I was on a journey the other day, and on this journey, I saw a man. It was a black man. He looked down and mighty low, and he had dick.
I was thinking, as you were saying that, like, you're giving out Medea vibes right now.
Still I was giving what kind?
What kind of vibes? Off Medea vibes.
Medea could never.
Still true. Still true.
Medea could never. Tyler Perry could never. I'm joking. I love.
A former stripper is totally interested in dick.
Look. I just know Medea dressed up as Tyler Perry one day and got some dick. That's all I know.
Is that what I know Tyler Perry doesn't play him, but isn't that what Mr. Brown is? Mixed between Tyler Perry and Medea?
Mr. Brown is a whole nother spirit. Mr. Brown was just like, hold up.
Oh, I guess he's far more kind than Medea.
Definitely. Mr. Brown is there just be like, I don't know myself, but I love myself. And that's okay. It is, Mr. Brown. It is. Just go ahead and just take a nap somewhere. That's all you need to do. You got a lot going on, fam. You got a baby mama who wants to kill you on a regular basis. You didn't know that your own daughter was your daughter for all these damn years, and now you found out. Now you're starting a whole ass hotel chain with this woman who, in this hotel chain, I guess, failed, and then your daddy died, and then she got to meet the rest of your family, and then you talking about this is your granddaddy and all this other shit going on. The man needs therapy. Okay, anyway.
That's so true.
I think for a class, I might sit down and actually do a psychoanalysis on all of the characters in Tyler Perry's play. Actually, I did that for an assignment. Looking at what's that? The Big Happy Family, the play.
Yeah.
Cool child. I went in on that family in a good way, and like how therapy can be useful for them, and what's going on with this person compared to that person, the mental health that's this individual is dealing with, the childhood sexual trauma that this person is going through. Speaking of which, why is every single play someone has sexual trauma? Now,
play or movie,
yes. Not to say, because it is very common, like sexual trauma, most definitely childhood sexual trauma amongst all people is very, very prominent. It's just underreported like hell. But can we just get something without having to deal with sexual trauma that's not going to be resolved by the end of this damn movie, because we're just going to sweep it under the rug like this person is not going through some shit? We're just going to sing a song and just like, thank you, Jesus, and it's all good. No, this person still needs therapy. But anyway.
Yeah, bring Dr. Phil back.
Oh God, please don't. Oh my God. You will be worst off. You will have to pray, give me worse, Lord, and still get better. Oh my God.
Better than Dr. Oz.
Oh yeah, everything's better than that, man. You're right. That's fair. That is definitely fair. That is definitely fair. He does, he love him some fake medicine. So I guess he probably will hire Dr. Phil.
Aren't they both kind of like fake medicine? Just Dr. Oz more so?
Yeah. Well, I would say Dr. Oz, he at least has a medical, an MD on his name. Dr. Phil, I think Does he? I don't think he has a PsyD or anything. I feel like his doctorates are all honorary, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like my one of my old teachers who was a psychiatrist, I feel like she said something along those lines too.
Yeah. So I guess Dr. Phil is actually the worst one. At least with Oz, I think they still had to do like at least a couple weeks of their residency in psychiatry when he was in med school. So he might be able to help a lot more. But yeah, Dr. Phil, fuck him. Um Back to the topic of BDSM. Sorry, y'all. I do apologize. I don't know where we were for the past 5 minutes, but we actually was closer to 10, but we were like completely off this damn topic. Bondage. So you're into rope play, you are considered a rope bunny, and you are a submissive. So, and you already mentioned that you are comfortable with being, restrained, like you said you have some cuffs.
Yes.
So, what is it about bondage that excites you?
The vulnerability
Hmm.
and I don't know, being with someone I trust but not having control is, I
Mm.
think, a big part of it.
Mm. So essentially, um,
Used.
you you like the idea that regardless of what happens to you, you know that they're going to fully respect you and appreciate you and have care for you, and you're willing and ready to relinquish that control, essentially.
Yes. Yes.
Mm,
It's a
that's
good way to
real.
put
That's real. So, my question to the listeners, who out there is able to relinquish control like that? For me, it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like, there's a high level of switch in me. But within that switch, the dominant side is the thing that is a lot more prevalent. Can I be submissive to a person? Of course I can. Do I need somebody to prove themselves to be a little bit more dom for me to submit to them? Sometimes, but a lot of the time it does depend on that trust. And if I do not fully trust a person, that switch is always going to be like right there. And even I would say fully trust, because there have been people that I did have trust for, but some things I would just be in like a yellow area, and I'm just like, we gonna have to slow this down or try something else, like at a later date when you know I'm feeling a bit more flexible or comfortable with doing something like that. But yeah, it's either yellow or it's a high level of yellow whenever it does come to me giving someone else control. Um, but for you, you feel as though that you can just give that person the full green light.
I'm pretty sure it would be in stages, but yeah, more or less.
Well, I like that. That's amazing. Now you have 71% experimentalist. What are you looking to experiment with?
Um, anything.
So if you say anything, I could go down the damn roster of all the things that people do.
Anything not involving feces.
You said anything that's not involving feces or pee?
The feces. I'm fine
Feces.
with pee.
Oh, okay. So you're into water sports. Is that
More open than into, but yes.
okay, okay, okay. Fair, fair. So if within engaging that space of water sports of your openness, what is it that you are, you know, interested in trying? Is it the being pissed on, being are pissing on someone else, or is it, I've seen some people. Look, Twitter has all of it, y'all. If you have not seen this on in your Twitter porn sections, then you're not Twitter porning the way that you need Twitter porn. That's all I'm saying. You you like piss play is out there, and also scat play. But I've seen people who've been, penetrated by somebody and filled with piss, and then they piss out the pit, or I guess in some cases shit out the piss that the other person put into their body. Is that something that you might be into?
A piss enema? Sure.
Yeah, a piss enema. Interesting. Interesting. Like even today, I saw this video of this guy. Um, they were, and this is actually somebody who's going to be at this a cabin trip I plan on going to. But they were engaging, having sex with somebody, and they were doing water sports, and the sub that he was engaged with was like had his mouth all the way open, just gargling piss. And I was like, I could not. More power to that person, but for me, no. What is your stance on it?
I would try it.
You would. Interesting. You better gargle, gargle.
I, I would learn real quick if I liked it or not, but I would
True.
try it.
True. Like I wonder, like, what is the build up to those moments when people play do water sports? Do they because I think of, like the body waste functions and everything, there is a good bit of waste that you do let out in your urine. So are these people like drinking a lot of water on a, like just to like build that up to cleanse out their body so that they don't have to worry about any of the waste that they're trying to excrete going into this other person? So it's more like they're pissing water, or do they just piss, you know, this is my morning piss and you're going to get it today? Like, I'm curious about where, like, how people prepare for something like that.
That's so much more thought than I've ever put into it. This is exactly why you're Dr. Hope.
I appreciate that. So, well, look, if you out there and you know the answer, let me know because I'm really curious. It's like there's people in the area who has hit me up wanting to piss on them, and I told them I'm open to doing it. But there's also some people in the area who's into scat play, and I just told them, nah, not really. I'm not really comfortable with doing that on any person. Um, but I also engage with them to understand more about that too. And that was a very interesting conversation. Like this person had a partner. Well, they weren't dating or anything, but they had a partner in the area who was fulfilling their need for scat play. And then that person moved, and I was like, damn, I'm sorry. Like I hate that happened to you because I hate when you have something good and that good leaves.
Yeah,
So
that's shitty.
I see what you did there. Uh, but like just having that conversation, because like I know a lot of people try to pathologize people for whatever kinks they have and just automatically just like, oh, that's weird, kink shame them and all this other stuff. But some people is not about any kind of trauma that they've gone through. It's just something that they enjoy. Like we don't
Yeah.
judge people for their obsession with feet. So why should we like judge somebody just because they like to be shat on? Like let them be them. If they find that sexy, let them, enjoy themselves.
If someone tried to shame me for what I'm into, I'm like, you vanilla bitch.
But then that's shaming the vanilla people.
um, Eye for an eye.
I guess. There's nothing wrong with vanilla people. Look, vanilla goes with everything somewhat. But we love you. We love you. Like the spectrum of what people choose to do in their private homes is just so vast and beautiful. And I know other people they're disgusted by it and whatnot, but for me, I'm just like, as long as there's consent and no kind of manipulation going involved, coercion or anything like that, why should I care? I'm happy that you're enjoying yourself. I'm happy that you're finding pleasure in the things that you do. Like,
That's all we can ever hope for, really.
right? Now, there is something that I am intrigued by. I'm not necessarily super shocked because of the conversations that we've had in the past, but I'm just shocked that it's at zero. And that's your non-monogamous. It's like I would have thought that you would have scored at least like a 20, probably closer to 50 on the monogamy scale. So you're full on, I'm going to be with this person and I just want this person to fulfill all my sexual needs, correct?
In an ideal world, yes.
Mm, I fucks with it. So I don't really understand monogamy. I understand it in the concept and whatnot, but a lot of things that happen when it comes, most definitely heterosexual people and their monogamous relationships, that shit just doesn't make sense to me. Like, what the hell? Are y'all okay? Heterosexual people, for real. I'm asking you sincerely, are you okay? Let me know. I'm concerned because y'all be sounding so very unhappy in the relationships that y'all are in. It's scary. If you need help, reach out. But so
There's that new texting number for mental health.
look, 988, call that if you really, really need some true help. But like what does monogamy mean to you?
um, like, what do I see for myself?
Hmm.
Um, just one person who I can go home to, and I don't know. I think part of it is the submissive part.
Hmm.
Like, I want to be able to let go, and so it's easier just to have the one person you trust completely
Mm.
for all that.
So do you see yourself um in terms of like relationship roles, and I don't want to use gender roles because fuck those, but in terms of how you interact with the partner in the confounds of your relationship, do you see yourself as being the person who's going to be out in the workforce or someone who's going to be out at home, tending to like the household duties or even doing something part-time or someone who's just catering to their partner on a regular basis? Like, what do you see yourself in terms of like your relationship role with a potential partner?
Well, I always figured I'd be kind of like the stay-at-home one, but I wouldn't necessarily not have a job. I
Hmm.
would just do stuff I can do on my own, like gig work or whatever.
Mm.
Um, so like I could, when he goes to work, I could go out for a few hours, make some money, and then be able to come home whenever, so I can like make dinner for him, so it's ready when he gets home or
Oh, I like that. So what you're saying is that you're a suburban mom. I love it. I'm joking. Look, I'm definitely a stay-at-home dad type because I don't like people.
Amen.
But I'm also the type that I do like to have my own if I'm going to be in the workforce, I want something that's like sustainable income so that regardless of what's going on outside of my like home environment or even within, myself and my partner, our partners, I don't know where we're going to be in the future, but we're happy. We have a foundation that's not going to be easily broken. So that means, oh, you want to go out to the movies? You're off work. I'm choosing not to be at work today. Let's go to the damn movies. Like I see myself as being that person who makes their own schedule, and is able to facilitate and provide for my family at the same time. Like, I think that's part of the reason why I'm so focused on going into therapy, because a therapist does have that opportunity to make their own schedule. Most definitely, if you have like a good bit of clients that they can rely on, and it's just like, hey, as long as the bills are paid, I'm doing what I need to do, and I'm happy because I'm more of a minimalist anyway. So I'm not going to be out here like, oh, let me get this $200,000 house. Granted, that's like the bare minimum these days. So let me
Right.
change that to a $500,000 house. Like, I don't need all that. As long as I have enough rooms in my house that I have a space, my partner has a space, our partners. Again, I don't know where I'm going to be in this damn future. Future me, let me know. Like, toss a nickel this way to let me know what the fuck is going on in the future. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Actually, toss thousands of dollars my way.
I,
Help me help you.
I'm almost tempted to go to one of the places we have here that has the sheds for sale.
Hmm.
Just buy the biggest one and live in
Ooh,
that.
look, I don't blame you. Like, I've been looking at a lot of different living arrangements lately because I'm just like, I'm I do enjoy like where I live, because it is pretty quiet. I like my living arrangements because I do have a way that I can compartmentalize my life in terms of, I have my business side with this, which is my office. I have my bedroom, and I have a living space, which is my living room. And the kitchen is not the way I want it to be, but at the same time, it gets the job done. But like lately, I've just been thinking about, okay, I can live in a trailer and be happy. um, as long as I have a space to myself, I'm comfortable. I'm not struggling to pay for the rent or anything like that. It's, I guess, fancy, but not super fancy. Something that I can build up, that I can really just say it is mine and mine alone. I'm happy. Like, renting is great, but my only issue is that when it does come to renting, I don't want to make a place perfectly fit for me just to have to take it down, um, if I ever move. And because of the price that I have to pay is out of my control too. I don't know when it's going to be that moment that I actually leave.
Hmm.
So,
Like if
like,
it's your choice or if you have to because of finances.
exactly. So I would rather have a space, because I saw like a nice little cute mobile home. I think it was a double wide. Looked really good on the inside. And with it, I was like, oh, this is one of those places that's rent to own, and it's not super expensive. The down payment was like 3,000. I was like, bitch, I don't got that.
Right.
But, like, but I was like, but the place itself looked very good, and it's affordable, and it's like, if I were to get something like this, I can literally build it the way I want to, meaning I could get my solar panels, put out my roof. I can start designing the inside the way I want to, because I'm not waiting 30 years to pay this off. I have this paid off in 2 years. I have this paid off in 3 years, at the most five. It's like I have the ownership of this little space. It's not super huge. It's not taking up so much space for other people, and I will feel happy here, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, that's where my mind's been lately.
Yeah, I've been considering what I want to do as far as living arrangements and stuff as well.
Hmm. And then I also want to own a cabin, because I really do want to like have a space for nothing but whole shit to happen.
um, Back where I'm from, if you go up into a certain part of the mountains
Hmm.
and you can build a cabin without a permit as long as the part that's on the ground is no bigger than like 10 by 20. So my friend, his dad and his aunt own cabins. They're right next to each other.
Oh.
And they're both 2 stories because of the dimension restraints. They
Hmm.
did 2 stories so that they'd have plenty of room for a kitchen and dining area, a bathroom, and then upstairs is a big bedroom.
That sounds lovely. That's my I think my ultimate goal, like in terms of like living arrangement, is to like just have a cabin space because of course, again, solar panels everywhere because I know that you should have that wildlife preserve or that rough mentality like, oh, I could kill for my own food if I wanted to or if I needed to. But look, I was born in 1993. um, I'm pampered. We have electricity. We had wonderful plumbing systems. So that's I'm not trying to lose all of that just to have the aesthetic of being the woodsman. I'm sorry, I'm not in a fairy tale. I'm not Jack in the damn beanstalk. I'm not the wolf from damn wherever that thing is with the little red riding hood. I'm not the fucking lumberjack in that either. I'm me, and this bitch likes electricity.
um, you mentioned plumbing. That's one thing better here than back in Washington. The hot water lasts forever here. Back home, like 25-minute shower and it's cold as shit.
Oh my God, that's depressing. What?
Yeah, I like long showers, so I was always in there until I got
So is
cold.
this is going to be I'm sorry I'm triggering some people and this is definitely not an okay question to ask. I'm just doing it because you're on the podcast. So is this the reason why some white people don't wash their legs?
Maybe.
I just had to do it. I just had to do it. You only got 25 minutes in the shower. We need the hot water. That's 3 minutes hot. The rest of that bitch better be cold. I don't care if you reach your legs, bitch. And it makes sense now. They had to wait for all the warm water to get to the bottom of their feet, and they're just like, you know what? I don't have enough warm water to get to these thighs.
We do everything difficult.
It's okay. We love y'all. We do. We all love you all. Not all white people. Let's be clear. But we do love white people. Oh God. I know somebody's gonna listen to that part and just like, did he really just ask that question? Yes. Yes. In a safe space, you ask the right questions, people.
Vernon can ask me anything. If I don't want to answer, I won't.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. It would have been I don't know why, but the Twitter arguments and the random shit that be coming up. And I'm just like, I don't understand why so many people be getting triggered by these things. It's not that I just expect white people to like be dirty or anything like that, because I don't, because I know a lot of clean white people. Like I know a lot. But when people just like, oh yeah, I'd only take a bath a month, and I'm like, y'all really think these people are serious? If they are, that's a question about, okay, are you depressed? But really, do you really think this person really only takes a shower once a month?
Sometimes, probably.
Oh my God.
It's a
But
weird claim to make if it ain't true.
that's a good point. That is a really good point. But like every time, the running gag of white people not using seasoning, which let's be real,
It's kind of true.
kind of true. But I'm like, the fact that some people still get surprised. I'm like, why are you surprised? We know, we know, we know. It's okay. Some don't. Just find the ones who are using seasoning. You don't have to make this video go viral. I don't give a damn. Like, I don't care that this this dude's mom put some chicken in a pot with boiling water, absolutely not 1 inch of salt touched this damn pan, and then had some vegetables and put that on top of that too, and then said this is Thanksgiving dinner. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care. Show me the mother who went in there, got her some Lorries, put that shit all over the turkey, and then got some yams, peel those motherfuckers, warm those motherfuckers up, add a little bit of brown sugar up in that bitch, some cinnamon, some whatever, some butter, because look, you might as well add some butter, a little bit of pinch of salt, all this shit, and just mixing that shit up, and then gets back to that turkey, be like, oh, let me put some garlic salt up in there. Oh, let me put some onion powder up in there. Oh, let me go ahead and put some Auntie Dash up in that motherfucker. Oh, these people, just send me those videos so I could be like, ooh, I want that shit. That turkey wants to be ate. Like, just put your attention to the things that actually matter. This motherfucker who cannot cook does not matter. Love it for them. They need to learn how to cook. But this person over here that can, let me see that content. Just be upset that you're not cooking that good, okay? Don't shame this other person for not knowing how to fucking cook. She wasn't raised right. I should not say that. I should not say that. If you don't use seasoning on your food,
take a cooking class.
That, because I was about to say
just one.
just one little class. Because I literally was about to say you was not raised right, but I'm like, I cannot be saying that on these airways.
I'll say it.
Oh God, that's like when people. There was this video. This man was like,
leave Brittany alone.
Oh, I was leaving alone. But I think what was going on is that somebody was complaining about whooping your kids and all this other stuff. And look, I do believe you should not abuse kids, but you can spank a child.
Yeah.
There's a difference between abuse and spanking somebody. And a lot of people, they just go to the extreme, like, oh, if you hit your child, you're abusing them. No, there's a process to the point where you get that hand out or that belt out. And
as long as you're not mad when you do it, you should be fine.
Exactly. You've gone through multiple scenarios of saying, do not do that. Or that's not okay. I don't like you doing that. That is misbehaving. You've gone through all the conversations. And then you get to a point where this little motherfucker's just like, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. And yes, with the phlegm too. All the phlegm. And you're just like, oh, you're going to do what the fuck you're going to do. Okay. I'll show you what the fuck is. And then they fucked around with those fucked arounds and got, fucked up. And it's okay. It is okay. Again, this is not advocating abusing a child. That's completely different. But proper discipline is okay. So, white people. I say this out of love. You want to know the reason why we got a Trump? You want to know the reason why we continue to have these little people in these offices who just have a temper tantrum? These young men, and this is across the board. Black men, white men, Asian men, some masculine presenting non-binary people. You want to know why we have this issue of toxic masculinity? Because nobody tore that ass up when they need to get that ass torn up. They were coddled. They were like, oh no, boys will be boys.
Right.
They were like, oh, it's okay. He'll grow out of it. No. Did he grow out of it? No, because he's 38 years old, still having a temper tantrum like he's 2 years old. You better reach back in your old age of 68 or whatever the fuck you are and go to your 32-year-old child. Okay, hold up. That's 30. Whatever age your child is, and tear that motherfucking ass up. Like, this is for when you was 2 years old and I told your ass not to do this and you decided to do it. And this, look, it's going to hurt me a lot more than it's going to hurt you.
Remember, parents, when that kid turns 18, it's no longer child abuse.
Is no longer child abuse. They fucked around with those fuck arounds and came out
just
to the
a night
public.
in jail.
Look,
just a night in
just a
jail.
night in jail. That's all. That'd be all right. Just look, it'd be okay. Beat that ass. Because I'm tired of seeing these grown ass adults out here doing this stupid ass shit because their parents did not catch that when it was two. That's all I'm saying. You better reach into your soul, your guntra. Oh, that's not even the damn word, but that's the word today. And beat that ass. Because that's your child that you raised. And if you're going to continue to coddle them, I need your parents to come from the grave to beat your ass. Again, this is not advocating any type of violence. I'm only advocating proper child rearing. And that will always be your child. Because what? They came out of your nutsack, you adopted that one, or you gave birth to that one. Take care of your own business. That's all I'm saying.
My brother likes to say he worked hard on his
kids. But like I'm just really tired of it because it's some really fucked up people out here. And it's not our job to get these people right. Like I'm tired of telling grown ass people they need to go to therapy because they're getting upset over the simplest thing. Like it's a small inconvenience and you're cussing somebody out. Why?
Right.
Whoever your parent is need to come up into this spot. If they passed away, they better come out this damn grave and beat your ass. You acting out in public. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry, y'all. I do apologize. Y'all are just gonna be like, oh my gosh, Vernon is extremely violent, blah, 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 blah. I was a pacifist for like since age 4. And then I learned in 2021, sometimes you do have to choose violence. And that's when I no longer was a pacifist. That's all I'm saying.
So, like a story you need to tell me off camera.
Oh no, it's the simplest way of putting the lesson that I learned that day is January 6th. That's all I'm saying. Because I was like, look, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. I don't know how crazy these white people gonna be today. But a motherfucker pops up in my house. A motherfucker's not walking out. I know I'm going to be all right.
I honestly wonder if I'm related to anyone who was there.
Oh my gosh. We should figure that out. I would love to have them on the podcast. Like, so how are you doing today? Look, I'm not an advocate for any kind of prison rape because I'm really not. Are you willing to go on record to say that you're against rape in prisons? So are you going to help advocating against that happening? You're not. So what if it happens to you? Like, are you going to jail? How much time do you have coming your way? Again, how was it on January 6th? Are you the one that shat on the table? Inquiring Minds wants to know. Anyways, are you into scat play?
Sounds like it.
Since you will be in jail, how do you feel about bondage? Are chains okay? Let me stop. Oh God. Okay. Let's do Never Have I Ever. Probably one or two, and then we'll close things out. And again, everybody, I do apologize. I was a little bit toxic this episode, but it was fun.
we both laughed.
So, if I offended you, I do apologize. Not,
well,
I know I didn't. I know I didn't. I'm talking to the audience. To the audience, if I offended you in any way, I do apologize. But I also ask, why are you offended?
Right.
So, never have I ever shaved someone else's pubic area.
I have not.
Me neither. Is that something that you would do, Mr. Sub?
I guess. If it was someone I was with, there's no reason not to.
So, because you know, these are the inquiring minds and also the inquiring eyes, because I love that emoji. So, when it comes to shaving, do you use a razor or like clippers? Which one?
Well, I use clippers when I shave my face. But in the past, when I shaved my area.
Mhm.
I've used regular razor.
I used clippers once down there and I clipped myself. And ever since then, I was like, I will not do this again. I have used a razor before and it just didn't do the job that I wanted. Um, Not that I forgot anything, it just didn't feel right afterwards. Um, and then I started to use Nair. I will say I do like the use of Nair, but the hair really does grow back thicker. So now I'm just like, you know what? I'm just not even going to work on doing anything down there anymore. It's just
Is what it is.
it is what it is. I'm a hairy beast and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, yeah. When it grows back, it's uncomfortable for a while.
Exactly. So never have I ever given a partner a hall pass, so temporary permission to sleep with someone else.
I have not done that either.
I'm not surprised, seeing that you had a 0% for non-monogamous. I have. Well, I'm a poly person already, so it's not a temporary pass for me. It's an ongoing situation, so long as we have the conversation. But that same person cheated, so it didn't really even like yeah. But like I do believe that when it does come to like a committed relationship and whatnot, having those kind of conversations, um like, oh well, if you are looking to step out and explore this other person, I'm cool with it. If you tend to, because I'm not really of the jealous type. So I'm not going to fight for any person that doesn't want to be with me. So it's like if you feel as though, oh, this person fits you better, then enjoy that. Hopefully, I find somebody else. If I don't, it'll just be me in these streets. And I hope I do find somebody else because these streets are trash. Oh my God, the streets went to hell, came back, and then went to double hell. And I don't know exactly what double hell looks like, but it's here and I don't like it.
If it was important to my partner, I would I wouldn't necessarily like it,
Hmm.
but I would give them like an open pass to one person as long as emotions don't become a factor.
Ooh, that's reasonable. I think that's a nice little I guess compromise. I don't like
Yeah,
compromise really. I really don't like compromise.
I think that's more or less what it would be though.
Yeah. But like but I get that. I definitely get that. I know like whatever relationship I'm in, they should know that there's a couple people, if they do, and if we just happen to be in the same room and they're just like, hey, I like you and I want to fuck. I'm not saying no. And they should already know that it's just going to happen. It's for the sex. And that's just some people that's like celebrity crushes. That's all. Like, you don't
So one of
just
these
turn
people,
that.
Matthew McConaughey.
Ew, no. You can have that. It is Odell Beckham Jr. Fuck a Matthew.
That was a very quick response.
Possibly older Johnny Depp, but meaning when he was a little bit younger. Like, oh my God, Edward Scissorhands, Johnny Depp could definitely get it. Just don't scratch my back, but we good. Like, what the fuck up, Edward? How are you doing? But Matthew, hell no. Again, if you were offended by this, I am not. I am not apologizing.
Right? Imagine how the Karens of the world feel.
Exactly.
All the Brandons and the Chads.
Like, it's okay. Look, we all have our own people. It's just not a Matthew.
My brother's name is Brandon, and when he plays video games, and when they like go on a mission, they'll be like, "Let's go, Brandon."
Oh, poor dude. Oh God. Who? Okay, so is there any last words that's not about Homer damn Simpson that you would like to
share? Yeah. This is a life hack.
Ooh, we love
life is like a dick. When it gets hard, fuck it.
I know I interrupted that. He said life is like a dick. When it gets hard, fuck it. That is actually, I would say that's a solid, for this entire episode, that sums up everything. Fuck it. What did we talk about this damn episode? We started off with BDSM, then we started talking about racist people, then we started talking about the white
Medea,
people.
Right?
Talked about Medea cosplaying as Tyler Perry to get some dick. Y'all learned that Vernon will definitely be tearing that ass up with it when it comes to child rearing, but we have conversations first. Positive reinforcement. Look, positive conversations, proper child rearing. Look, if you're not, take care of your own house before you jump into other people's houses. That's all I'm saying. But on that note, I enjoyed this conversation. So thank you so much, Lucas. You're greatly, I love you.
Love you too.
So to the listeners out there, thank you all so much for listening to the Holiloquy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. Just in case no one else told you this today, you are beautiful, you are worthy of happiness and joy, you are enough and then some. You may not live up to the expectations of others, but that is okay. You are only required to walk in your own shoes. May each day you live lead you towards abundance. With that said, love you all and see you next episode. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Holiloquy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. You can subscribe to the podcast through your favorite podcasting app and find us on the web at www.holiloquy.com. That's www.heauxliloquy.com. Share the podcast with your friends and join the conversation.